New Yorkers have dropped their masks. Scores of restaurants and bars are packed. It's much like the pre-COVID days.
I will not wear a mask. Even on the subways, I don't wear a mask. We don't wear it at work. So no, I will not be wearing a mask.
If you wear a mask on the subway, you're probably being smart about it. Anywhere else, unnecessary.
Michael Touchard is the owner of Le Barleton, a small bar restaurant in the city's West Village.
Basically, I think there is a surge, but I think people are just living their lives and put, I guess, COVID in the back burner for the moment. I mean, as a business owner, I think it should be everyone's choice.
Americans are abandoning health protocols across the board. In a Gallup survey, 50% of respondents said they had not worn a mask in the last week. The study also found that the level of social distancing among Americans had dropped to about 17%. Dr. Jay Varma is a professor and the director of the Cornell Center for Pandemic Prevention and Response in New York City.
The data, unfortunately, is not surprising to me. I think we know from our personal lives and just from the way human behavior is that people get tired. The virus, unfortunately, doesn't get tired. And the concern that many of us have is that when we as a society start to relax our prevention measures, it can actually prolong the pandemic even further.
Varma says the evolution of the virus poses one of the greatest risks.
This virus continues to find ways to poke holes in our immunity because we're seeing these new variants that are emerging.
With the recent surge in cases, New York City has raised its alert level from medium to high.
One of the metrics that I like to track closely is the number of people going to emergency departments in New York City with what we call a COVID-like illness. And then what we have seen is basically since March, the rates of those visits have been going up. Not dramatically like they were during December, January, but they've been creeping up over and over.
The number of U.S. counties considered by the CDC to be at high risk has almost tripled in the last 2 weeks. But even with a surge in cases, many Americans appear to be leaving COVID safeguards behind.
People are partying like it's pre-COVID again. I mean, we're back to that level.
Aaron Rainin for VOA News, New York City.